welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing my 24 books I want to read in 2024. My goal for this year in terms of like overall reading is 40 books because that's what I did in 2023. Don't know if I'm going to hit it, but that's my goal anyway. These are the like 24 books that I'm most excited about reading, and the series and books and stuff that I've heard a lot about in like last year. Since this is the start of February when I'm filming this, I was planning to film it in January. That didn't happen. Whatever. I've already read 2 of them. I'm not going to say my rating or like my thoughts on them because I'll do that in my end of year, what I read in 2024 video. So stay tuned for that in like December, January next year. So the 2 books that I have already read this year is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is the second in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I also plan to read the 3rd book, As Good as Dead, but I don't own a physical copy of it. I plan to buy it this year. Then the 2nd book I read, Pride and Prejudice and the City by Rachel Lippincott. Rachel Lippincott is a must-buy author for me. This is actually the last book that she has released that I had to read, so now I'm all caught up. So whenever she releases more, I'm gonna read them. I plan to read the 4th Heartstopper graphic novel because I read the first 3 last year, but for some reason I never got to the 4th one. I have the first in the Magnolia Parks series. If I read this first one and I really don't like it, I won't get the rest of the series, but I have a feeling I will like it. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, Magnolia Parks. This is by Jessa Hastings. The next 2 books is the 2nd and 3rd in the Scholomance series. The first one is The Deadly Education, and then this is actually the 3rd one. The 2nd one is called The Last Graduate. This one is The Golden Enclaves. The next books are part of I guess a 5-book series technically, but a 4-part series kind of. That is Twilight. So I've never read Twilight. I've watched Twilight, the movies. I'm not like a huge fan, like I was more of, you know, Harry Potter type vibes. Technically it's a 6-part series, I guess, because there's the main 4 books and then there's also Midnight Sun, which the first Twilight book is in Bella's perspective, Midnight Sun is in Edward's perspective. So I want to read these 4. Then there's also the short second-hand life of Bree Tanner. It's like it either slots after the 2nd book, or after the 3rd book. I'm not entirely sure, but I will read it in whatever order it's meant to be read in. The next book is the first book in the Naturals series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm just going to talk about it now. I also have the Inheritance Games on here, also by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Not sure which one I'm going to read first. I'm thinking of reading Naturals first just because I'm more excited and I think I'll like this one more. I also plan, like on my list, I also have the rest of the books in this series. Like I don't own the rest of the books in the series, but I just know I'm going to love this. It's a young adult mystery. Everyone that I've seen talk about it has said it's Criminal Minds, but with teenagers, and I love Criminal Minds, so I think I'm really going to like this. There are 3 other books in the series. It is The Naturals, and then Killer Instinct, All In, and Bad Blood. There is also a novella called 12, but that's just in the last book. Like it's like an addition at the end of the last book, I'm pretty sure. So there are 4 books in this series, but I don't plan to read any of the other ones. Like with The Naturals, I want to read the whole series this year, but this one I'm okay with just reading the first one this year and then getting to the rest later. I have the 2nd book in the Discovery of Witches series, or the All Souls series. The first book is Discovery of Witches. This is the 2nd book, Shadow of Night. I also have the 3rd book, which is Book of Life, but I don't plan to read the 3rd book this year. So I have the Caraval, the first book in the Caraval trilogy. This is by Stephanie Garber. So there is, 3 books in the series. It's a trilogy. I don't plan to read the 2nd or 3rd one. I do plan to read the 2nd and 3rd one, but not this year. Because I also want to read the Curse for True Love series. I think it's also a trilogy. It's by the same author and it's actually in the same world. So you don't have to read Caraval, like the Caraval trilogy first, but if you read Curse for True Love trilogy, or Ballad of Nevermore, whatever the first book in that series is. If you read that first, you get the ending of this series spoiled, so I'm like, I'm just going to read this series first. But I'm excited for it. I have the third book in the Maze Runner, I keep saying Maze Runner trilogy, Maze Runner series. There's actually 4 books and a novella. I don't plan to read the 4th book. I don't own the 4th book. So I'm just going to read this one and then probably read the 4th one next year. I have another full series that I plan to read this year. So this makes the 3rd full series I'm going to be reading this year, which is kind of crazy because usually I don't read series. The Shadow and Bone trilogy. I am kind of upset that the first book isn't in the same cover as the 2nd and 3rd. So the last book that I want to read in 2024 is one that I heard about on BookTube. It is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I am so excited for this book. If you've heard about this, like, I just can't believe that I own it. Like, it's like I own it. Like, it's crazy. 70% of my 2024 TBR is fantasy. And I don't read that much fantasy, but I guess it's time to get into it. Anyway, that is my 2024 TBR, or the 24 books I want to read in 2024. The next video you will be seeing from me, or the next set of videos you'll be seeing from me, is my reaction to season 2 of Euphoria, which I've been planning to film since it came out like 3 years ago. And I'm pretty sure season 3 is coming out at some point, maybe this year. So I really hope to get all of my reactions done for that before season 3 comes out. So yeah, wish me luck. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to my channel to see more from me. Turn on post notifications to be notified of whenever I upload next. Thanks for watching.